Good afternoon, friends, followers, channel members. Hope you're all well. Hope you've had a great Easter weekend, holiday as well for many of us, not all of us, but if you've had a long Easter weekend, then if you're with us now, hopefully you'll enjoy the next 2 or 3 hours with us as we take you from Luton to my absolute favourite Catsy airport. I love this approach. The approach into Tivat, which if you've never seen before, then you're in for a treat because it is awesome. Hand flown in terrain either side of the aircraft. One of those airports that you think, why on earth did they actually build an airport there? Who ever thought that that was a good idea? But it's there, and yeah, that is indeed where we are headed. So whether you are working from home, of course it is the school holidays as well, so if you're doing schoolwork, then let us fly you down to Tivat over the next couple of hours or so, and yeah, hopefully keep you sort of entertained as you go about your afternoon. Welcome to everybody coming on board. I already see a couple of legends in the chat. Hey Dark Fury, hey Barry, good to see both of you. Channel members as well also coming in. Hey J-Hog, Mads, Mark. Oh my word, why did you go to Meadowhall in the school holidays as well? That is just that's a recipe for disaster. Good to see you as well, Organ. Clever is here as well. Yeah, this is our home. We've got the big building and we've painted it orange, so definitely our home. Matt Jensen, hello to you as well. Welcome to everybody else as well, particularly over on Twitch as well. LB, you're loving the job. LB, you're gonna have to remind me, mate, which job that was. I have slept since the last time we spoke, but I'm sure you'll refresh my memory. But yeah, guys, thank you for joining us. 80 Swedes in the chat as well. Hope you're doing well. Barry is indeed working from home. Dark Fury, I am hoping we have the sound pack working, and we are indeed in the UK livery. We are easy 2637. I've mucked up the time on my operational flight plan though, because of course I forgot we are no longer in Zulu time, have we? The clocks have gone forward. So we're looking to depart in about half an hour or so. That is the plan. But of course we'll go through the brief and we'll get going. So yeah, London Luton Airport, new from Innobuilds, is available to purchase, of course. Support the channel by purchasing using the links in the chat and video description. Let's grab the operational flight plan and take a look. So yeah, here here it is, 37,000 feet down to Tivat. Podrica is the alternate. We're underloaded by about 4.5 ton. That's fine. Takeoff weight is close to our max landing weight. At the moment it's a bit under. Might throw a bit of extra fuel on those, so that's probably just going to push it up a little bit. We've got a nice tailwind today, about 60 knots pushing us all the way down there. Shear rate looks okay, so cabin crew are in for a nice nice ride. 2 hours 12 minutes is the total en route time. About 8 tons plug fuel. CNR 2.2. Now let's just have a look as we go at the terrain. All the terrain I think is fine. Oh, actually no, we're crossing the Alps, aren't we? And Milan. Oh, that is going to look gorgeous. About an hour into the flight, that is going to look superb as long as it's not too cloudy. That actually, ooh, that's interesting. Okay, so what sort of jumps in my mind there is that for about, let's see, what's that? 1 hour 7. Right. Okay. So yeah, just looking at the. So we've got about 20 minutes or so where the terrain beneath us is above 10,000 feet. Okay. So that's just in case of depressurization, which I'm sure will be fine. My aircraft never actually breaks that much. Having a look at the weather, it's all Cat 1 stuff. Has to be in Tivat, no hotel lands available there. So that's fine, all the alternates are fine. Let's have a look at the weather brief for Tivat. What's the date today? It is the 2nd, isn't it? So the forecast is 2406 knots. So even with that, it's still worth landing with the slight tailwind. That is still the preferred runway than the circle to land. But yeah, that's okay. That's all fine. As I say, all the others, they look good as well. Whether here in Luton, that's fine. Let's just have a quick look at our flight route, then we'll zip through the NOTAMs. Yeah, there's the flight route. Yeah, that is going to look gorgeous. Sit on the left hand side of the aircraft if you get a choice, guys. That's where all the action's going to be. So just in that first sector, oh, a bit of turbulence up to 33. That's fine. That's for the entire duration of our flight, looking at that. But we're going to be cruising at 37. So yeah, climb above that. That's the terrain that we spoke about. Cool. NOTAMs then, obstruction lights on service 125. Yeah, who cares? That's the only thing there. That's fine. Tivat. Don't need to worry about that. Firefighting cat upgraded from 6 to 7. Okay, again, don't need to worry about that. These are the alternates. Alright, yeah, so that's all fine. Tirana's got a shortened runway. Takeoff runway available to... Oh, okay, fair enough. But yeah, that's all good. And Dubrovnik is one of our alternates. I'm still waiting for a good Dubrovnik airport scenery to be released. Come on. Orbex, in a build, waiting for one of them to sort it. Okay, so what extra fuel we're going to take? Well, in terms of actual weather problems, probably no need to really take much. But when we've got a Catsy airfield, then you know, the go-around is a bit more convoluted, so it's not just a straightforward thing. We can afford to throw an extra ton on there, which is fine, particularly if we've got quite a bit of traffic here in Luton as well, as the airport's just been released. So I think, yeah, we'll take 9 tons of fuel. We'll get ground crew to sort out in a bit. LB says, I tuned in the day before, you know, flying on the 7-3. Been a bumpy bumpy first few approaches, starting to get to grips with it. As much as you were told, the real thing visually doesn't compare to all the sims. Didn't know you were in for such a magical treat. Yes, LB, I do remember speaking with you now. Oh, that is awesome. We'll forgive you for flying the Boeing aircraft. Yeah, the Boeing aircraft, but either way, whatever you're flying, the views are the same, which is pretty spectacular. The views into our approach into Tivat tonight should be really good. All right, so we are stand 6. We're looking to depart off 25. Here's the departure. So straight out left turn. Speed restriction to 20. 4,000 feet is the initial climb. We've got nav aids, Brooklyn Park, Luton. We'll tune those in a bit. Transition altitude 6,000 feet. MSA is 2.2. All of that is straightforward and. Yeah, straightforward and fine. I think that's about it. We'll go and get into the aircraft and get it loaded. So yeah, we're on the main apron, and I say runway 22. We will try and depart from Alpha 1 again, so we can save time not having to backtrack. We should be able to get out there, even if we have to sort of flaps to it. But there you are. So. Let's just go find our aircraft. Nip out to the apron and see what that looks like. There you go. I really need to fix my model matching though. That louder air should be a Ryanair. So clearly something's got messed up a little bit there, but don't worry about it. So ground services, mass and balance. Just telling the ground crew we want 9 tons of fuel. Hopefully. GSX is going to play ball in a second. See if that works. Yeah, that looks good. So all seems to be spawning in, etc. Oh yeah, nice. And we've got a nice Easyjet ground crew services as well, as we can see Easyjet in the background just pushing back. Yeah, lovely scenery. If you haven't checked it out yet, then please do, because it's just a great base, you know, sort of. Just outside of London, lots of ATC around here at the moment if you fly on VATSIM, and it's done to nice high quality as well. Hey David, good to see you. Organ, how can you break my aircraft with failures? I'm not telling you, Organ. No, you can use your Easyjet points that you accumulate by watching and chatting. So yeah. LaserBot says, hope you're well. Picked up the inner build yesterday and it's probably my favourite scenery that you have. Glad to hear it, LaserBot. It is definitely a nice looking Nice looking bit of kit, isn't it? So let's get on board. Here we are. Oh, it's a bit quieter now. So just do the usual stuff before we grab the ATIS. Just check all the pumps off are on, external power, nav lights are on. Yeah, well, that's fine. And we've got the usual stuff: flap spoilers, parking brake, acupressure is not on the green yet. It will be shortly. Company message has come through. Okay, what ATIS we got? 125.8. And I do love doing flights that are a little bit longer. One, we get to sit and chat, but also that, I don't know, there's just a sense of accomplishment getting from A to B when A to B is actually a fair distance away.
Luton Information Hotel, time 1150 Zulu, automatic, runway in use 25, transition level flight level 75, surface wind 250 degrees 9 knots, visibility 10 kilometers or more, fuel 2,200 feet, broken 3,900 feet, broken 4,800 feet, temperature +12, dew point +8, QNH 1003, acknowledge receipt of information hotel, and advise aircraft type on first contact.
Okay, that's everything we need. What was that? 1003, runway 25 for departure, winds 25 and 9, so that's straight down the line. So that is, yeah, that is awesome. Okay, let's set everything up. QNH 1003, audio control panel, just check we're monitoring guard frequency. Yeah, we are. We'll turn up the cabin and the PAs just so we can hear them. I want to see if they're working dark, just for you there. Switching panel, thrust levers, engine mode master selection, gravity gear extension, that's fine. That should be squawking 2000. Here we are. 1003, get the constraints on that initial climb, remember 4000, so we'll set that. And I love the fact we've got Aer Lingus trucks rolling back and forth. How often do Aer Lingus fly from Luton? Enough to warrant having trucks there. Okay, let's set up the box. So IRS, we've got 3 navs, that's fine. Eric status, Eric cycle, that's cool. Get my operational flight plan up, we'll throw this into the box. So what are we? Easy 2637. Cost index 4. Winds 31405. I'll leave that as close enough. Grab the winds. Are we refueling yet? Oh, we are. Refueling is underway. Excellent. And just do an IRS check. Let's got the reference, and we're aligned. They're all fine. Okay, so departing off to 5, the Match 3 Yankee, and then Tivat, it's the localizer Zulu 32, TAS2 Delta. We might be able to get in a slightly different way, but we'll speak about that en route. And that comes in via Livu. Flight plan's got 1,041 miles, 1,039 there. Perfect. Okay, Radnav, let's fill that out. Brookham's Park. And the LTN. Oops. LTN NDB. Why spell that wrong? Oh, it's Lut, not LTN. There we go. Yeah, if you wonder why you fill out the Radnav page and hard tune them, it's just in case things go wrong, basically. It's just redundancy. You've then got the ability to fly it like you did in the olden days with a Cessna. J-Hog, you're busy doing housework. I don't believe that for a moment. But don't you worry, I'll tell the other half that's what you've been doing. So, let's grab the load sheet. Hey Aaron, good to see you. Okay, so zero fuel weight is 565. CFG is 29.7. Fuel for the alternate, if we need it, is 1.2 tons.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board our Easyjet service. Please place your large bags into the overhead locker, wheels first, and keep your small items under the seat in front of you.
Hear that, Dark? I think your sound pack is the sound pack is now working. Excellent.
Once you have safely stowed your cabin bag, please take your seat.
We're taking 9 tons fuel, aren't we? What does this one?
You keep the aisle clear, enabling all remaining customers to board. As we are currently
that's interesting. Why is fuel planning not working?
Unfastened until the seatbelt sign is turned
What have we missed?
This is a no smoking service. Thank you.
Hey Tony. Yeah, sit with us, grab a seat while you're working. Not bit strange for fuel planning not to be working. What have we not got in? Oh, I know. There we go. Something's not working. Chances are you've not filled something out, and that was it. Not put the altitude in. Right, should try again. Hey, Captain HMW, good afternoon to you. Spring is cancelled. Snowstorm in Sweden. Oh, never. Oh, it wants 9 tons. That's fine. That's what we're going with. That gives us then a takeoff weight of 65.3. So we're still just below max landing weight. That's perfect. So takeoff weight 653. And CFG for departure is 277. Awesome. Right, let's grab our performance calculator. It is dry, flaps 1, no need to force toga. Anti-ice will be off, I think. Yeah, it's 12 degrees, don't need it. Hey Audi, good to see you. Thank you for joining us. 65.3.
Passengers bus is coming.
CFG 277. Do you know, I can't find in JSX where to turn off the voice commands. I'm sure someone will let me know. Intersection... Oh, I don't want to do full length. No. Right, okay, add custom. We've not done this before. Right. Where are you? How long is the takeoff distance available? 25 Alpha. It is 1771. Right, there we go. So 1771 from taxiway intersection. Intersection ID is Alpha. 1771. Is that going to work? Or not? Oh, why is that not working? I don't even get the chance to save it. Tell you what, instead of doing it on my iPad, let's try and do it on the aircraft's tablet, see if that works. Dry, 1. No need to force toga. Anti-ice off. Packs off. Takeoff weight 653. 277. Add custom. Or is it just... is it... I don't know what it's actually called. It might just be called... is it Alpha? Yeah, it is just Alpha. It's not Alpha 1. Oh, actually it is Alpha 1. I don't think that's going to make a difference, but 1771, wasn't it? I'm gonna have to type that in. Oh, there we go. Ah, now I can select it. Intersection Alpha 1. Perfect. Alright, why didn't that work on my iPad? Right, so that gives us performance 24, 40, 40. Okay, let's pop that in then. Come back over here.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board our Easyjet service. Please place your large bags into the overhead locker, wheels first. Keep
Flex
your small
50.
items under the seat in front of you. These include laptops, handbags, duty-free, and loose items of clothing. Once you have safely stowed your cabin bag, please take your seat. To help us ensure a prompt departure,
1308, because we'll take 200 off these figures. 1308, 1308, let's update those.
no smoking service. Thank you for observing this policy.
So it's noise abatement 2, but our thrust reduction, acceleration, altitude are 800 feet AGL. Right, that's set up. Secondary flight plan. Let's have a look at the engine out procedure. It's standard left turn to Brookham's Park VOR. Alright, secondary flight plan. Copy that. And I am just going to put in BK. Bravo Papa Kilo, rather. Bravo Papa Kilo. Hold there. 360 right turns. And then if we had to come back to Luton, Echo Golf Golf Whiskey. Back in ILS 25. No start. Not sure if a veer is needed either. No. That's fine. So E out acceleration is 2,100. Lovely. We'll contact ATC and then we'll brief all that. Goodbye, Dark. See you next time. Lasering bot. Yeah, so the figures there in SimSmart are set to 1,000 AGL. However, with the Orange airline, they're now using 800 feet AGL, which is why we've just taken a couple hundred off them. Hope that makes sense. Right, what do we? Who do we need to contact? Luton Ground 121755. The GSX profile is part of the airport, Ettore, so yeah, it's from Innobuilds direct. Hey, Bubble, PS Miranda, good to see you guys. Luton Ground, good afternoon, Easy 2637, stand 6, A320 Information Hotel, requesting clearance as filed to Tivat.
Easy 2637, Luton Ground. Apologies, just say again your stand number.
Stand 6.
Easy 2637, you are cleared to Tivat on the Match 3 Yankee warning step climb, score 4242.
Cleared by the Match 3 Yankee with step climbs, squawking 4242 for Easy 263 Yankee.
Easy 2637, will be back.
Wizard 5-1 Tango Whiskey at stand 4-4, ready for push and start.
A Wizz Air as well, another common sight here in Luton. Cool. So I think all the passengers are on, actually, so they can be sorting themselves out. Let's do our brief. So we departed Luton not long ago, so the brief on Luton itself should be pretty straightforward. So we'll just have a quick look at the taxi, what we can expect. I would imagine it's going to be facing northeast again, Echo, Delta, Alpha. Alpha 1, we're going to depart by Alpha 1. Departure's straightforward, nothing out of the ordinary for that. Noise abatement 2, first turn to the left after 1,030 feet. Speed constraint 220 knots. Yeah, altitude 6,000, MSA22, all the stuff that we've already covered. So let's just talk about threat and error management. We know there's a lot of traffic around at the moment with Luton. So as just said, actually, they've never seen GSX quite so Luton quite so busy. Yeah, this is why. So a lot of traffic around. That's pretty obvious. Are we going to do single engine taxi with this? No, I don't think so. I want to try and get out quick, so I don't want to delay any checklists or anything, so we'll not bother with single engine taxi. We'll get both engines started as we go. Let's just see what they said. We know that they mentioned step climb, so 4,000 feet the initial climb, and then a step climb up to 5,000 feet. So we've got 4,000 feet currently set on the FCU, and that then is we're cleared above. We're cleared to 5,000 feet by the Golf Whiskey Echo 19, unless ATC of course tell us otherwise, because there is ATC around, so we'll just take our lead from them. Yeah, now just a quick look at that speed constraint. What are our characteristic speeds for the departure? Clean is 216, so we might as well just climb a green dot, haven't we? Let's pre-select that. That's done. So the engine out, SID. If we need to climb out, then we'll not follow the SID. I will pull heading bug. We'll continue straight out. Then above 2,100 feet, once we've secured the engine and all that stuff, etc. Then left turn to Brookham's Park VOR. Secondary flight plan is there, and we'll hold there at 3,000 feet, which is 900 feet above MSA, to come back in at Luton. So that is all pretty straightforward. That's all done. Let's get the APU started. Something unpredictable. Where do you find noise abatement procedures to use? So some of them are in the charts, but I also use SimSmart because this has got your thrust reduction acceleration value is in. Basically, if these numbers are the same, it's noise abatement 2. If they're different, it's usually noise abatement 1. Hey Carl, hey Yardi, good to see you both. Alright, so APU is up and, well, no, it's starting, it's not yet up and running. Let's get the pumps on. Refueling, is that completed? 9 tons in the tanks. Yep, seatbelt signs on. Just check that's all balanced. Yeah, perfect. Oh, I am looking forward to this flight. I love Tivat. It's awesome. Get rid of that now. APU is available, wonderful. So external power can be disconnected. Just use my Fenix app to disconnect the GPU. We can remove chocks and cones as well. And let's get the company message just come through actually. What is the final load sheet saying? Takeoff weight 62.5. That's fine. We planned 65.2. We planned 65.3, and the C of G is 27.6. Perfect. So no LMCs. Yeah, we're good to go. Let's prepare for pushback and departure. Whilst doing that, then, the only thing in the tech log as well, I don't mention now because it's so standard, but it's the weather radar. That's the only thing in the MEL, which can't do anything about, sadly. So, cockpit preparation checklist, aircraft acceptance, that's been completed. Fuel quantity is 9 ton and balanced. Seatbelt signs are on. It is, we've got 3.5 green. QNH is 1003, and that's That's 500 feet.
Stand 3 ready for push start.
Easy 1 Alpha Kilo standby.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Easy 2639, sorry, we don't have a facing east option in GSX. Is it facing north?
It will be facing north.
It's either facing north or south, yes. Yeah, if you can face north for me, Easy 2639. Roger, we'll face north, Easy 2639.
Easy 2637, stand 6, ready for push and start.
Easy 2637, push and start approved, face south.
Push and start approved and facing south, Easy 2637. Wasn't expecting that. So that's going to be Bravo and on to Alpha. Oh, we get to pass.
Actually, can you
We
squawk
get to
6252 for me?
taxi past the big hangar. Hangar 89.
Easy 37 Kilo
So
Tango.
tail will be to the left.
Easy 37 Kilo Tango, taxi Hunting Alpha
Release
1
parking
by
brakes,
Bravo
please.
So before start checklist then, parking brake is on.
Taxi holding point Alpha 1
The
Bravo Alpha.
takeoff data has been confirmed. Windows are closed.
51 Tango Whiskey, contact Luton, Tower 1.
EFB is on flight mode. Doors are closed, not armed. Beacon light is on.
132 decimal
Release parking brakes, please.
And parking brakes released.
46 and 4
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Okay, start the timer. Nose wheel steering disconnected. Engine mode to ignition and engine 1 start.
Cabin crew, arm doors and cross-check.
Did not expect to push this way. There must not be any aircraft incoming for a while. So hope you're all going to stick with us for the next couple of hours. Gorgeous flight. I've also got the A320 quiz coming up as well, so grab yourself a pen and paper.
Easy 74 Mike Yankee, you ready for taxi?
Just 1 minute, 74 Mike Yankee.
Sure, Easy 1 Alpha Kilo, push start approved, face south.
Procedures on this aircraft.
Understand for fish, stand 3 easy.
Exit routes. Life jackets and brace.
I love the way the
must adopt if you
T8
fear
is interrupted
brace.
with the switching
There are
over
two
of the electrical
emergency
relays.
exits at the rear, 4 in the middle, and 2 at the front of the cabin. Floor lights
Engine 1
guide
available.
you to an exit. Please
And
be
we
aware
shall
that your nearest
start
exit may be
engine 2.
behind you.
Please set parking
For
brakes.
emergency, leave
Parking
all
brakes set.
cabin baggage
Hey,
on
fruit
board.
bat, yeah, here just in
Your
time.
seatbelt is fastened, adjusted, and released as shown. It must be fastened when the seatbelt
Easy
signs are on.
2639, you ready for
Remember
taxi?
to keep it fastened at all times.
In about 1 minute,
If
yeah.
supply fails, masks will drop from above.
That was a call sign, Easy 2639, so just a little threat there. That is one number different from ours. Easy 2637 is us.
Pull on
So,
each side to adjust.
and we have to be extra
Put
vigilant.
on your own mask before helping others.
Unlocking gear.
If we land on water, take the life jacket
RH, I got the cabin announcements working. Yep.
over your head. Pass the tape
Ryder
around your waist.
312, holding short at Charlie 2 currently. Request
Finally got my sound pack in that I had in
Ryder
self-loading
312, do you
cargo
have
that I
a private
created.
When outside,
Ryder
Tow disconnected.
no
Bypass pin
Engine
removed.
2
if it
available.
fails to inflate or needs
Roger,
to
after the
inflate,
passing
Left
Easyjet
is
on
clear,
to left to
right
right,
is clear.
taxi standard 9 via Delta,
carry flotation
Echo,
aids for
Bravo.
children. Your tray table must now be stowed, armrest down.
Ryder
window
312
blinds
via
up, and
Delta,
seatbelt
Echo 1 Bravo, and
We wish
could
you
you repeat the
a pleasant
stand
flight
number,
with
please?
Easyjet.
stand 9.
Stand 9, Ryder 312.
Sound ice is not required on the spoilers. Flaps 1.
And ground did you 1.5 kilo G6, can I just left this here? We'll be ready to show it.
Ah, the sun's come out.
Easy 1 Alpha
Beautiful.
Kilo, say again, are you ready for taxi?
Native DSX is kind of just left us in the middle. We're not really on the centre line.
That looks a bit weird.
Easy 1.5 kilo.
Something strange going on there.
Speedbird 46 ready for taxi.
Tivat 46, taxi, standby for taxi actually.
Standing by, Speedbird 46.
Right, well, I
Easy
think,
2639, I'm ready for taxi.
I think there may have been some control issue.
Easy 2639, apologies, I've just seen an issue. Are you able to push back onto stand? Well, like get back onto the stand. I do apologise. There could be a possible conflict. I'm going to need you to taxi back onto stand. Roger.
Right, I have to start checklist. Let's rattle through this quickly.
Mike
Anti-ice is off.
Yankees, ready
Ecom
for
status
taxi,
is
sequence from
checked.
the,
Pitch trim
company's ready.
is 26.7, rudder and neutral.
Easy 74 Mike Yankee, roger.
Easy 2673 is ready for taxi.
Easy 2637, roger, stand by.
Did I say 73?
Easy 1 Alpha Kilo. I appreciate your GSX is being a bit glitchy. If you could just call me up when you're ready for taxi.
Yeah, but it's taxi in about 30 seconds or so. It's only half kilo.
We've got a tower frequency. We do indeed.
Easy 37 Kilo Tango,
2555.
ready for departure.
Easy 37 Kilo Tango, contact Luton Tower 132.555, goodbye.
Contact tower 132.555.
This is why AI will never
Have a
push
good day,
aircraft
bye.
back in real life.
Easy 2639, I do apologise about this. Shortly there'll be a Ryanair joining you on your left hand side. After that has vacated the stand, you can then push back and stay south.
Ground crew would never allow that to happen. At least I hope not.
Easyjet.
Iceman,
Easy
where do you change the
2639.
lateral offset in the
Thank you, apologise
FMC?
about
Unless your
No problem.
GPS system on the aircraft is not working, you don't need to anymore.
that. Easy 1 Alpha Kilo, you ready for taxi?
If I'm ready for taxi, it's only half kilo.
Easy
So
1 Alpha Kilo, taxi 100 Alpha 1 by Bravo and Alpha.
you would do it there in the performance page.
Alpha 1, Bravo 1, Alpha 5, 1 half kilo.
Easy 74 Mike Yankee, follow the company, holding point Alpha 1 via Bravo and Alpha.
Assuming Iceman.
So the
that's what you're
company,
talking about.
Alpha 1 via Bravo and Alpha, Easy 74 Mike Yankee.
Easy 2637, follow company Alpha 1 via Bravo and Alpha.
Follow company traffic at holding point Alpha 1 via Bravo Alpha, easy 2637.
Hello, Growth, hello, Easy 384 Delta, we do return 72, requesting clearance to Belfast.
Easy 384 Delta, Luton ground, will put your aircraft type.
Aircraft type is A320.
Easy 384 Delta, you're cleared to Belfast Aldergrove, only to Bravo departure. Altitude restriction of 5,000 feet upon reaching maintain, squawk, standby squawk.
Okay, flight control checks then, for left.
Apologies, Easy 3.
Oh man.
Cabin crew, seats for takeoff.
Is the stream back up? My internet just dropped out. Not Streamlabs, not the sim, but my actual internet dropped out. Not sure what that was all about.
Speedbird 46 ready for taxi.
Apologies, Speedbird 46, taxi home point Delta 1 via Delta.
Delta 1 via Delta, Speedbird 46.
Postman 62 Bravo is A300 with information Juliet stand 30, looking for clearance to Toulouse.
Might need to hit F5 to
Postman
refresh
62
it for
Bravo,
people that
Roger.
can't yet see it, but it should still be working now. People in the chat that can see it, ask people to press F5 for me to refresh the stream. Should be okay. Right, so the just revisit the departure performance stuff. So it's no changes to performance. Engine out procedure is standard. Engine out acceleration 2,100 feet, left turn to the
And
left
ground,
turn
just
to the
confirm
booking
the
part. Holding
traffic
point 3,000
in
feet.
company in front has now disappeared, correct?
Yeah, Easy 74 Mike Yankee, it seems that way. Taxi Alpha 1 via Alpha.
No problem. Alpha 1 via Alpha, and apologies if he comes back on and I'm now in front of him.
Don't worry, it's his fault.
Might have been us that disappeared. And low ground, Easy 2637, just confirm we had a internet issue. We should be back with you.
Easy 2637, no worries, Alpha 1 via Alpha.
Alpha 1 via Alpha, thanks, Easy 2637.
Easy 384 Delta, requesting push start.
Easy 384 Delta, stand 72, push start approved.
Departure straight out,
That's
left
approved.
turn 1030 feet, initial climb
384
4000.
Delta.
Okay, taxi checklist. So, flight controls have been checked. Flap setting is config 1.
46 after the passing.
FMA climb nav blue
right
152
left,
4000
continue,
blue.
Alpha
Radar
1 via
predict future right. Cam memo takeoff no blue. EFB
After
stowed
passing
disconnected.
Easyjet from right to left, taxi Alpha 1.
Anyone Bravo departure, warning step climb squawk 2014.
Clear 2 to the Rodney 1 Bravo departure, we'll squawk 2014 and watch out for the step climb. Person 60 Bravo.
This one 60 Bravo, reback correct. Easy 2637 Luton Tower 132.555, goodbye. And the Easyjet calling up for clearance, say call sign.
Easy 439 Alpha clear for the MSFS information Juliet.
Roger. Easy 439, report your stand number.
734 Easy 439.
Roger, Easy 439, clear time.
Oh,
stand by
guys,
for the
I am so
departure,
sorry.
warning step
I know
climb,
exactly what's.
Easy 2637, you got my frequency.
Is it 2637?
Easy 2637, contact Luton 123.805. No, correction, 123.555.
123555 Easy 2637. Thanks for the service. See you again soon.
Bye.
Easy 384 Delta.
And Luton Tower, Easy 2637, passing Alpha 2.
Easy 2637 Luton Tower, hello. Able Alpha 1, you require full length.
We're able Alpha 1, Easy 2637.
Easy 2637 behind the landing company, MSFS A320 on a 3 mile final line of runway 25 down.
Sorry, repeat, Easy 2637.
Behind the landing company, MSFS A320, line of runway 25 behind.
Behind the landing, company 320, line up away, runway 25, behind, Easy 2637.
And Boss 126, can we switch over to ground now?
Yeah, postman 260, sorry, I didn't see you there. Contact ground 121.755, fijne dag.
121.755.
Okay, so we'll wait for these. So yeah, hopefully guys, as the stream is hopefully all back and working after I kept knocking the Ethernet cable out the back of the PC. It will, I haven't turned down the quality, it will come back up, it just needs to play a bit of catch up I think, so...
Easy 84 Tango Victor, I'm not doubting myself on the 25 to land.
200 lane, Easyjet, okay.
Stupid cable. I need to sellotape it in or something. It's because I moved my rudder pedals when I was doing something earlier. Right, behind the landing 320. I kept thinking, why is it going off? The PC's all working, everything's fine. Yeah, cable was on the floor.
Easy 74 Mike Yankee, contact radar 120.625.
Contact radar 120.625, Easy 74 Mike Yankee, bye bye.
Approach path's clear, lights are on, line up checklist. Cabin secured for takeoff. Alpha 1 runway 25. TCAS TARA packs 1 and 2 are off. No, they're not. Now they are.
Easy 84 Tango Victor, next right, can hold Bravo 6 and call ground 1.755 radar.
Right, hold Bravo 6 and call 1.755, bye-bye, yeah, Easyjet 14, we go.
Easy 267, search 220 degrees, 110 knots, runway 25, you can take off.
Clear takeoff runway 25, easy 2637.
Easy 2639, Luton Tower, good afternoon. We do not require a full length on the departure.
Easy 269, Luton Tower, hello, thank you for that. Speedbird 46 on the frequency.
Manflex, SRS, runway,
46 Luton Tower, hello, are you able for an Alpha 1 departure, do you require backtrack?
Yeah, Alpha 1 departure, Speedbird 46.
Speedbird 46, perfect, line up, runway 25.
Look at DHL there, 100 knots. V1. Rotate. Positive climb, gear up. Nav.
Luton Tower, easy 3 for Delta at Alpha 1.
1030.
3 for Delta, hello, break, easy 2637, call Luton radar. Frequency 129.550.
12955, easy 2637. Bye bye. Thrust climb. I know I need to speak to ATC, but I'm flying the aircraft first. Get the other pack on. Disregard. 12955. Luton radar, good afternoon, easy 2637, passing 3000 for 4000, match 3 Yankee.
2637, Stanford, aggression Luton radar, climb now, flight level 150.
Climb flight level 150, easy 2637.
Runway 479, turn left heading 075.
Flap 0, spoilers disarmed.
Runway 479, turn left heading 075.
150, blue.
479, return left heading 079.
Number 4 Sierra Bravo, contact tower 132.555. Control 6 Victor Oscar, turn right heading 230 degrees, cleared ILS
Okay,
runway
discard the
25.
cameras so we can clear you can.
Right, 230 degrees, cleared ILS runway 25, Control 6 Victor Oscar.
Easy 7 for Mike Yankee, further on Unicom 122.8, goodbye.
Further on Unicom 122.8, cheers, bye bye.
Speedbird 46, Luton radar.
Please keep your seat.
So 46 Luton radar, hello, report your passing altitude.
The contrail there.
2000.
Whenever you are seated.
So 46, thanks. Climb now, flight level 150. Climb flight level 150, Speedbird 46.
E-cigarettes. In just a few moments, we'll commence our...
Luton radar, hello, EC275.
Spoilers, flaps,
Standby.
gear up. Lights can come off.
I didn't mean to any of that contact me.
You can also purchase a selection of hot beverages.
There's Malta 80 Golf, turn left heading 185, descend flight level 80.
Payments in pounds.
185, descent level 80 with the Malta 80 Golf.
Greatly appreciated.
Was there Malta? Well, Malta have also just got a new airline, haven't they, technically? Dynasty, when do you need the wing lights? At night time, when checking...
Central 6 Victor Oscar, speed 160 knots to 4 DME.
Checking for ice. Right, so we're coming up above 10,000 feet. We've passed that waypoint. Let's push for managed speed. We'll start to level off and we've just broken through those clouds now. So 10,000 feet. Office.
Inbound Woburn on the right foot.
Clear out of the red nav page.
Papa Hotel, Papa Oscar Golf. Luton radar,
I'm going
hello,
to
vectoring
leave the
ILS
engine out
25
procedure
at
in for the
Luton.
moment
Descend
because
flight
Brooklyn
level
Spark will fly
90.
towards it, so if we need it, it's
runway 25
it's
at Luton,
there.
descend flight level 90.
And costing next 0.
ET 275, turn right heading 160 degrees, descend flight level 80.
160 degrees, descend level 80, ET 275.
Thanks for vectoring ILS 25.
Copy.
Runway 479, turn left heading 290 degrees, descend to altitude 3,000 feet, cleared ILS 29, aggression 25.
Runway 479er, turn right heading 290 degrees, descend 3,000 feet.
And cleared ILS 25.
Runway 479er, cleared ILS also.
Schedule 680 Oscar, contact tower 132.555, goodbye.
132.555, schedule 680 Oscar, tree up.
Easy at 2637, solo Unicom 132.590 and Inmado Silva.
Unicom for Easy 2637. Thanks for the service. Bye bye.
Connect 25 Limisero, hello, climb now, flight level 160.
Climb flight level 160, Connect 25 Limisero.
Right, good day, Easy 5 to November, runway passing 1170, sending 9 other information, Juliet.
And the piece of Unicom. Okay, so we're above the clouds, they can come off. Seatbelt sign can also come off. And we can relax on the way to Tivat. Right, let me just try and catch up with the chat a little bit. Iceman, you were talking about a lateral offset. Well, that is done just on the flight plan page. Line side key by wherever you want to make the revision from, and then the offset is when you choose that. Right, someone was asking about my graphic settings. There's a video on my YouTube channel which shows my graphic settings currently. So you can check that out if you wish. Right, with no further ATC, 350 is fine, but actually we're going to be able to get to 37 straight away, so we might as well go with that. So let's just put that into thrust climb, open climb 370 blue. Magenta Man, you want to make your first VATSIM flight soon on the tallest 320 Neo. Any advice for beginners? The first thing, Magenta Man, is make sure you know the aircraft. Make sure you know how to fly the aircraft. You're comfortable doing all sorts of different things with the aircraft. Entering holes, different approaches, that kind of thing. And then make sure you're flying from an airport you know very well to an airport you know very well. So that's basically the less things that can catch you out, the better. Garth, what determines whether you're using a backtrack or not? Good question. So if we had been departing and would have been too heavy, so what did we use? We used flaps 1, didn't we? And our takeoff weight was 65 ton. So we basically could either depart via Alpha, where we had 1,771 meters of takeoff to depart from, or we could do a full-length departure, which on that runway there in Luton would have been 2,162. So you know, we've got an extra like 400 meters to play with if we needed it. Basically, if we were too heavy to take off with the intersection departure, then we would have had to backtrack, and that, you know, it delays the flight because you've got to backtrack. It delays the sequencing for ATC because they've got to wait for you to get on the runway. Nothing can land while you're there. You've got to taxi down the runway, turn around, take off. So so yeah, it's all about the performance and the capability of the aircraft. Was something wrong with the charts? The charts there, I have no idea. I thought everything was fine. I don't know. It's been one of those flights so far. Everything's fine until I knock the Ethernet cable out, which was a bit daft. Had a Devil's Tower moment. What, the Devil's Tower that was in Close Encounters? Oh, yeah. Oh, what's going on there? Ah, hang on a minute. Oh, it will have disconnected when I knock the Ethernet cable out. Let me show again. 1 minute. Oh, there you go. That's better. Oh, all that stuff about departing off Alpha 1 or doing full-length departure. You missed all of that. I'm sorry, but that's the visual cue then. We didn't need the extra bit of runway to depart from because we weren't too heavy. The pictures that it shows up though are quite nice. I tell you, it's all because I moved my rudder pedals slightly and I kept knocking the Ethernet cable out. Looks a bit brown down there, doesn't it? Looks good though. Cheerful Michael, where do you put the PY file for GSX profiles? It shouldn't be a PY file, it should be a, I think it's an INI file, .ini, if memory serves. But there is, again, there's a tutorial video on the channel about GSX profiles. There's a great little freeware software you can download now, which will install them automatically for you, so you don't even have to think about it. God, that looks nice. Very brown, but nice. Bit of a strange flight plan here because we've been taken up to Dagger and then this is the turn we're making at the moment, going south to Itvip. And our flight plan tells us that we should get there just before 4 o'clock, which is perfect. Lemon says the weather then in Tirana is lovely. Should be the same for Tivat. Yeah, absolutely. Are you on holiday there, Lemon, or that's not where you live, is it? I do like Tirana. I think it's a great place to fly into as well. Oh no, I prefer that view there with a little bit of the land. Oh, Lemon, I never knew you were in Tirana full time. That is awesome. I'll have to come visit you. And Turbs Esports says hello. Just saying hi. I recognise your voice. Your Speedbird 46 right behind us. Are you coming to Tivat with us, Turbo? I think British Airways do fly there occasionally. It's a great approach. Is England really looking that brown at the minute? That can't be right. My garden is an absolute bog at the moment. It just hasn't had a day without rain for weeks. In fact, is that Southend? That could be Southend Airport, I think it is. So guys, stick with us and then yeah, an afternoon of hopefully a gorgeous flight, entertainment, bit of a quiz coming up later, and yeah, my favourite approach. Siegel says it looks more like Saudi than England. Something unpredictable. Different airlines do different things. Also, different airlines allow pilots to sort of request, do they want overnight stops, do they not want them, do they want to fly first thing in the morning, or would they prefer afternoon, evening flights? Because everyone's different. I'm sure we all know people that are morning people and that are absolutely not morning people, so pilots get to sort of bid on the flights they would like to do, and for the most part airlines try and accommodate it, because at the end of the day, if you're not a morning person and they throw you on a 4 AM flight, then they're probably not getting the best out of you. And you always want the best out of the guy sat at the front of a 60-ton jet. Maxim TV, good afternoon to you. Turbo, you're off to Amsterdam. Great little flight. Great little flight indeed. Are you doing the return as well? Magenta, you're not the first person to say that. Why does that spot at the bottom part of the screen look like a shadow? It does in some aspects. A few people have said that, and I actually thought when we're coming into land that indeed was the shadow, but yeah, it's not. Danny-o, have you missed anything? Yes, mate, you've missed me. You've missed the stream dropping out a few times, as I realise I keep using the rudder pedals, and if I push them in one direction because I'd moved them earlier, I kept knocking the Ethernet cable out and the stream kept going dead, and I couldn't work out why. Oh, Toby, you returned to Gatwick. Nice. Organ Aviator is max flexible, flex 10, T-Flex Max plus OAT. Oh god, it's been a while since I calculated stuff with this, but yes, I believe that is the case. But there are some engines that allow where T-Flex Max is not the same, so there are a variety of T-Flex Maxes, I believe. I have got it all written down somewhere in manuals and whatnot. Yardy says, wish they did that for us as ground crew, gone from a 3 AM to 3 PM to 1 PM to 1 AM next. Oh, that is your body clock absolutely messed up. Benjamin Cassie, thank you so much for subscribing. Clever says, the brown fields are caused by Rex Real Global Airport. The airport textures, Trevor, are you sure? The airport textures shouldn't affect those. AccuSeasons would, of course. Lemon, we will indeed be flying over the Alps. Yep. Yardy dispatching flights at 4 AM Hertz. Yardy, it must be awesome though. You know, if you are a aviation lover, which let's face it, I would think most of the people watching the channel now are, unless there's anyone on the channel who is watching, sat there, who has never seen this before. If there is, say hi. I love it when that happens, when someone just stumbles upon the live stream completely randomly. And let's face it, kids are off school at the minute, so they'll be sat watching YouTube and all sorts of things will pop up depending on the algorithms. Oh, Ben, good to meet you. Seagull, which aircraft in the 320 family is my favourite? I don't really have one, I don't think. I think I don't. I reckon the A321 XLR could quickly become a favourite. Just the fact that it can do the same sort of stuff as the 757. You know, transatlantic crossings. I mean, they're already doing it, aren't they, with the 321 Neos? But I just think that's what a feat of engineering with the extra fuel tanks. Organ Aviator using the QRT tables in the Ofcom. The 320 Ofcom is interesting because they are conservative. So if you're looking at V-speed, flex time calculations, all of that stuff, even the stopping distance, particularly the landing distance calculator, the QRH is very conservative compared to the real world FlySmart calculator. Lemon, don't swear at me. Lulu, you'd like the 320 if you could land the damn thing. Okay, yeah, so Lulu, obviously you're used to Boeing. One thing that I'm sure you know about already, you've read about or heard about, is what the aircraft does at 50 feet. So, if you don't know, and I'm going to try and remember the exact phraseology of this, so I am probably going to end up paraphrasing this, but at 50 feet, it takes the horizontal stabilizer takes a snapshot of where it is at 50 feet, almost freezing, and then at 30 feet, it starts to slowly pitch the aircraft down, lowering the nose slowly over about 7 seconds, giving the pilot a direct stick to elevator input so that they have a more natural feel for flaring. So you're not trying to land the aircraft by commanding a G-load, because doing that would feel very, very unnatural. Instead, it then becomes more like a traditional way to land the aircraft. So, so yeah, that's something which obviously transitioning from, well, from any other aircraft. I don't think there's any other aircraft does that. I don't know if something like the, I don't know if the 350 or the 380 does. I would imagine it does, because it's Airbus philosophy, isn't it? Because, or something very similar. They don't want pilots having to land using a G-load. Magenta landing between 200 and 400, nothing wrong with that. That's perfectly safe. And it's a damn sight lot better than that, was it the TAP Air Portugal that was gone viral, landing in Madeira? Oh my god. What was going on there? Have you all seen that video? It's painful to watch. I sat there screaming, "Go around! Go around!" Lily, you either float like it's Mardi Gras or smash it in. Yeah, well, even the best Airbus pilots smash it in sometimes. But no, it is very easy to float. I think Lulu as well, if you get a chance, check out, there's a video on the channel which is, at the risk of, you know, teaching your grandmother to suck eggs, it speaks and shows you more about landing the Airbus but in the simulator, and the lack of peripheral vision and feeling the aircraft through, you know, your body. So that video might help. It's about when to flare and how to flare and how much to flare and that kind of stuff, and how the image that you've got on screen looks nothing like the actual image that you have got, and the angle of attack, the pitch that you've got. So it might be worth checking that out. It's always nice when people sort of randomly fly with us, Ben, so yeah, glad you were able to join us for that. Right, we must be at cruise now. Oh, how was that for a guess? Oh, I've done this too long. Perfect, so we'll do our top of climb checks, we'll get some en route weathers, we'll maybe set the secondary flight plan up to dive into somewhere if something goes wrong, and yeah, then we've got the A320 quiz, which will be great for you, Lulu. See how see how you get on. Gotta hit that ding. Cancel master caution. Side stick fault. Yeah, calibrate null zones. We can disregard. Clear recount and continue. Right, alt cruise and set that to below. Cost index 4. Secondary flight plan could be active now. We'll clear that out. We're not going to go back to Brookham's Park. 23 degrees. Let's start at the top though, shall we? So, yeah, everything's fine there. Pressure is fine. Electrics are fine. Hydraulics. We've got with regards to fuel. Yeah, it's about 9 ton, which is what we departed with. All systems, no, apart from a silly side stick, disregard that. Aircraft about 4,500 feet beneath us. I've got no chance of seeing him with that weather. Jan says, your last captain told you the A320 is quite hard to slow down in the air, especially the chocolate version. Is it true? It's very easy to sort of fall into a trap. I think the biggest thing, but I don't know what Boeing's like to slow down or anything else for that matter. But I think the Airbus, it can be slippery, but like all aircraft, they don't go down and slow down very well, do they? So I know the things for sort of new pilots, new cadets, when they're on the line, if they're going to somewhere where the approach is a little bit trickier, where terrain might keep them high, for example, in working out how am I going to fly the approach, how am I going to get myself into a good position and not end up having to try and chase the glide slope to a point where I'm just too fast that then I can't get the flaps that I can't configure without overspeeding. But yeah, I think it's just preparation, isn't it? Just know when to slow down. The best one sort of example that comes to mind for me is coming into Malaga on runway 12 or 13, is it? Or both, to be fair, because of the terrain there. You've got something like 5 miles to drop 2,000 feet, if memory serves, which is, it's steeper than a 3-degree descent. And if you're still doing 250 knots or even green dot speed, you're probably going to struggle then to get the flaps down in time and end up finding yourself in a spot of bother. Oh, Yardy, a 737 flight deck is very small. Yes. I mean, I'm not a particularly tall guy either, so I find the Airbus absolutely fine for me. But a 737, I find it cramped. I find it almost claustrophobic in some aspects. Probably beyond the fact I've got a big steering wheel in front of me if I'm sat in that flight deck. That and the ergonomics of the aircraft and all those buttons. All those buttons that you can press. In fact, Lulu's just said ergonomics and 737 are two words that should never be in the same sentence. The 737 NG is notoriously slippery. If you get hot and high, it can be difficult to get back, especially if density altitude is a factor. Yes, I wouldn't know anything about that, Lulu. Yardy, 6'2", you struggle not to fall on the thrust levers. I definitely wouldn't have that. Won't have that problem. Right, TCAS, just looking at aircraft around us. That all looks fine. Got a company message come through as well. Did we depart on time? Let's have a quick look. No ADC required. Excellent. So airports that we might want to jump into if we need it. We're over Brussels at the moment. Well, we've got Brussels Charleroi is in front of us. Brussels is down there under the clouds. So let's just get some en route weathers. Yada, you just normally throw the load sheet and run back to the cabin. So let's do a weather request. So if we send Brussels off, which is our closest airport at the moment, Zurich's not going to be a million miles away either, so we'll have a look at that. And then Venice. Munich's not a million miles away either in the other direction. Let's have a look at Venice. It is Venice, isn't it? Lima, India, Papa Zulu. Kiri, what do I think of Beyond ATC so far? Kiri, I think the ATC is awesome. Particularly, you know, the sounds and stuff like that. The premium voices, oh, you can't tell. I've done a couple of videos on it because you know, the team did give me the beta version to play around with. I mean, would you guys be? I would need to ask permission, but would you guys be interested in seeing sort of a live stream using it, for example? Is that something that would interest you guys? But I think the thing is, I always fly on VATSIM, so I never really use it. But I do see the appeal of it. I really do, because you know, if you're flying in a part of the world where there's no VATSIM ATC, then or traffic, then yeah, it would be really good. So Brussels is wide open. That's fine. The airport, I think, Venice is fine. And what have we got? Dubrovnik. That's fine as well. I think if I was going to do sort of a stream with Beyond ATC, what I'd like to do is fly through lots of different countries, because then you guys will be able to see Beyond ATC using lots of different voices, which I think that is where it is really strong. Mag, I don't know when it will release. No, I'm afraid not. But the one thing that they haven't got at the moment is traffic injection. It will come, but it's not there yet. Yada says there's a good voice on there by someone called Gavin. Yeah, I can't believe how strange it is listening to that, because you can set that voice as your co-pilot. So if you really wanted to, you could have me as your virtual co-pilot as we as you fly, which would be incredibly strange, especially if I did it. It sounds a lot posh, that. It doesn't sound like I'm from Yorkshire, does it? If you listen to that, it's very, very Queen's English. Almost sounds like I should be on The Only Way is Essex, which, if you ever met me, you'd know I never would. Organ, you want me to play the voice? Hang on, let me see if I can find it, then I'll play the voice. Let me have a quick look. I've got to try and find it. Where would it be? It's on that website, isn't it, somewhere? Oh yeah, here we go. Try this then. Hello friends, followers and channel members, this is Easyjet Sim Pilot and I'm a guest voice in Beyond ATC. Oh, that's awesome. But it still freaks me out that I didn't have to do anything. I've not recorded anything. They've just listened to various things that I've said on the channel, put it into whatever algorithm they use, and AI has done the rest. Hello, Lemon. I don't know if AI can do a Yorkshire twang. The only thing you've got to remember as well with Beyond ATC is everything is scripted, so there's no manoeuvre for variation really. You have to say the right things, which I guess is a good way of learning, because then if you went on to VATSIM saying those things, you'd be absolutely fine. Lemon, you need HD as a co-pilot. Oh my god. That'd be the X-rated version of Beyond ATC then, would it? Chris Morgans, good afternoon. Enjoy your cup of coffee. Yeah, beyond ATC. 18 plus only. Oh, I have to keep remembering that we're now on we're not on UTC time anymore in the UK. I'm just looking at the time. We're looking to get in, thinking we're going to get in just after 3:30. Surely not. That's only in that's only in half an hour or so. But then, of course, no, it's not. Now, I'm on 16:42. British summertime. It's like when, do you remember, what was the name of the popular sat-nav? Oh, TomTom sat-navs. Do you remember them? Are they still a thing? When you could download voices and you could get like Homer Simpson doing the directions for you. Barry, when will you guys get beyond ATC? They're doing a vote, aren't they, at the minute? I think so. Beyond ATC is pretty much there, all ready to go, in terms of the actual air traffic control and the voice you get, and the vectoring and all that stuff. It's, you know, it's 95% there. But what about traffic injection? Because at the moment they haven't got traffic injection working properly. So they are, as interesting story as just said, actually, they've put it to a vote, and you guys can vote on it now. Do you want them to release beyond ATC, but then there's no traffic injection included? So you could run something like FSLTL traffic, but it's not going to control it, and you could end up just being directed into it. Or do you want them to now work on the traffic injection and release it all together as a final product? Now, in fact, this gives me a chance, something new YouTube have just brought out. So I'm going to try this. So guys, just stick with me a minute. YouTube have now brought out a poll. So let me just try this. Should Beyond ATC release now without traffic injection, or wait for full functionality? I can't spell functionality. Well, I can, but I've spelt it wrong. Yes or no? Okay, let's see. I could have fun with this poll if it works. I always do these unscientific polls with you guys. Right, yes or no? Start the poll. Will this work? Oh my god, I think it's working. Guys, cast your vote. Should Beyond ATC release now without traffic. I've spelt it traffic injection because I wasn't looking what I was doing. This is quite cool, getting being able to get a vote on this. This is brilliant. How do I see the results? I have no idea how to see the results. Oh, this is really neat. This I could really boost interaction with you guys on the stream. So this is the first time I've seen this function available now on YouTube. YouTube just being able to set a vote going. Do you know what? I'm just looking at the results. They changed live as well as people cast their votes, which is quite neat. A lot of people say no. Well, I say a lot of people. It's pretty close, isn't it? Captain H&W, make another poll regarding the flyby. We'll do that next, Captain H&W. Oh, long-haul flights have just become much more fun. We could ask all sorts of things. This is brilliant. I'm going to leave that. I'm going to leave that up for a few minutes though, so anyone that comes in can leave, because we can leave that poll running for a while. That's brilliant. Yeah, Organ, the problem is if we activate a failure and we get something, you know, well, it doesn't take much to knock my aircraft out of whack for landing in Tivat. The Flying Frenchman, bonjour. I'm really sorry I can't speak French. Do you know what? I have just realised Barry is quite right. The ambiguity of that question is ridiculous. Should Beyond ATC release now without traffic injection, or wait for full functionality? Yes or no? Oh, I don't know. The question's still there, isn't it? Should Beyond ATC release now without traffic injection, or wait for full functionality? Eh. You all know what I mean. Judge might not allow that in corporendum, but thankfully, the last time I saw the inside of a courtroom, I was just visiting. Survey design is indeed a skill, not one that I'm equipped with. I'll give this a couple more minutes, then we'll close the vote. But I do like that function. Shall we do a poll vote? Do you like the new poll function available in YouTube? Yes or no? Right, we probably need to actually get on with flying the aircraft, don't we? So, Pitez is coming up. That's a nice place for a fuel check. And then at some point you will need to grab a pen and paper because we're going to be doing the A320 quiz. So what fuel did we take? Let's have a quick look. We took 9 tons, which is about a ton more, plus contingency is about 1.2 ton more. 41 minutes into the flight. Where's Pitez? There it is. So we should have about 6.3 tons, 6.4 tons, what have we got? No, just over 6.4 tons.
Luxembourg traffic, Lima 84 minutes, Echo, intersection Charlie, lining up and taking off.
Hey, Lee JC. Working while lurking. Release it or wait would have been better, Barry. I'm not sure if I can do more intricate questions that have answers stretching beyond yes or no. As long as you get the general idea, Chris. Yeah, that's right. No, Madman says it's best to release it with all the bells and whistles. It will bring in more people. Probably true, because the one thing, I know ATC is awesome, but the one thing that breaks immersion for me is just flying in empty skies. Ever since Flight Sim first released, I hated flying in empty skies, because that's not the way the world works. Even going back to FSX days, and further back than that. Oh, Robin, really? Oh, welcome to Microsoft Flight Simulator. The first time I downloaded it, 37 hours. It took 37 hours, my first download when this game first released. Game Simulator. So, 10% in 3 hours, you're doing all right. Right, let me close this vote then. Although people are still voting. The no's seem to be taking the lead. Can I put the A320 quiz questions in the poll, Lemon? Ooh, I don't know. I don't think I can. No, I won't be able to do that. They're multiple choice, aren't they? I don't think I can do multiple choice. I'm going to have a look. I'm far too lazy to type all the question out, so that's the other thing. Tobias says the unique selling point for Beyond ATC is controlling all the air traffic. No sense in releasing it without that functionality. Again, it's difficult to disagree with that. But yeah, I am liking this new poll function. Next time we have a question. Clever Trevor says he'd rather have 20 FPS with traffic than 30 FPS without. I'd take 25 and have half and half. Sort of mitigate the performance that way around. Oh, if you haven't done so yet, guys, please do hit the like button on the stream. And remember, of course, we departed Luton today. If you're in the market for some new scenery, then do check out the link to Inner Builds in the video description and at the top of the chat. We've also got the aviation merch store as well, which the channel is now partnered with. You can check that out. Also, the aviation merch store as well. I keep forgetting to mention this, but you do get a discount using the link down below as well. No point paying full price if you don't have to. Right, we'll run the poll for 10 minutes and then we'll close it off, see what we say. But it looks like no is the way to that no is the answer. Oh, hang on. Oh, hang on. I didn't realise that. It's literally been balanced up. It's 50-50. That's well, that's more difficult to reach a decided outcome then. So Beyond ATC is currently in beta testing, and they have got quite a lot of people doing it. That view looks great. I like that view. We'll pop DGAG'd into the McDo as well in a bit, because then we'll get the line drawing the Alps, so we know where to go.
In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase a selection of hot beverages together with drinks and snacks from the bar. We accept payment in pounds, euros, most major currencies, and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly appreciated. If we can be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
So that is still pretty close, isn't it, on the poll there? Kiri, have we tried Say Intentions as well? Yeah, we've covered that on the channel quite a bit as well. What I like about Say Intentions is that none of it is pre-scripted, because it uses full AI in the way that it responds. So there's a bit of confusion here, and I think people get confused between what Beyond ATC does and what Say Intentions does. So Say Intentions is fully AI. Nothing is pre-scripted. You can say what you want, any way you want to, and it will respond seemingly with AI responses, unscripted in the way that it wants to. Beyond ATC uses AI for the voice packs, and all of the responses and everything you have to say to it is pre-scripted. So there is some artificial intelligence behind both of them, but the true AI is only in say intentions. Chris Huggs in the house, or the plane. Hey Chris, amazing to see you. Hope you've had a good Easter weekend, Chris. ATC Swede, VATSIM in real life is still best. I agree, ATC Swede. But we need good people like yourselves to actually be there. That's the issue, isn't it? Cameron, where'd you get these jets announcements? I've had these for ages. I had them when I created my self-loading cargo cabin pack, which I'm now interjecting into my Fenix aircraft. Okay, let's close the poll. I think that is it's almost neck and neck, isn't it? Okay, so here's another new feature that YouTube have brought up. In fact, just before we do that, let's just fly the plane. So, flight plan. Get DGAD in there. 090-225. And that should be our outline. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, so YouTube have brought in another feature, which is a Q&A. So I'm going to press that and see what happens. It says answer viewer questions live. I don't know what's going to happen when I press this, guys. Let's... okay. Let me try this. This might not work. I'm just telling you that now until I work out what this actually is. I have no idea what I've done here. I think I've asked a question. I don't know if it's... Can you guys see a question in the chat? I don't know how this is working. Can anybody see anything on the chat regarding the question that I've asked? You see the question but no poll. Oh well, maybe that's it. Maybe it just puts the question there for you guys to answer in your own voice, but you can't actually vote on it. Okay. What's the point in that? I could just ask you then. Oh, I don't like that function. Anthony, that was the one, yeah, the A320 question. Oh, I'm going to get rid of that. That's rubbish. Oh, hang on. Yardy says it's working. Clever Trevor says it's working for him as well. I'm not a fan of that, to be fair. Is this where you're meant to ask me questions? Oh, so you guys can go in there and ask questions. Why can't I ask questions as well? What was the point? I've got a voice. Sim pilot made to get the chat going. Come on. It's confusing for me. I'm going to end that. Let's close that down. I'm not bothered about that. I'm just going to go back to the chat. Normal chat. I like the poll function. The poll function was cool. Oh, Tony, I didn't see a question either. Golden Wings, hello to you. I'm very well. Hope you are as well. Right. We've got about an hour and 20 minutes before we land. So, and we need to do a thorough briefing on this because it's not straightforward. I've got a cup of tea. I've got a pen. I've got paper. Guys, go and get yourself a pen and scrap paper. We're going to do the A320 quiz. And I love doing these. And the last time we did it together, you guys liked it as well, I think. So, we shall do this between us. I'll read those out. It is multiple choice. J-Hog, you sat in the car waiting for cabin crew. Oh my word, she's had you cleaning, she's had you taxiing. I'd go back to work. First question, how much grass can an A320 cut? Oh, what's that airport down there? Single runway. Anyone want to have a guess? Just looking at it. It's not Leipzig, is it? It's got a massive apron here. Stuttgart chocolate, do you think? I don't know Stuttgart, so it could well be. Let's have a look. I think you might be right. EDDS? Yeah, good shout. Well done, Elk. Lulu says the A320 has 2 engines and it's approximately the length of an normal-sized A320. That's the extent of my current knowledge. Well, we did this quiz, the last time we did this quiz, there were a couple of type-rated guys on the 320, and they still didn't get 100%, so definitely don't feel bad about that. Okay, we've all got a pen and paper. We'll start reading these out. This first question is interesting as well. Okay, so, here we go. Question... Ooh, plane. That sounded very much like a shiny thing moment. GSX, thanks so much for the sub. Okay, so question number 1. After interception of the localizer, what happens to your primary flight display if the localizer signal is lost? A localizer flag replaces the localizer scale on the primary flight display. B, the localizer scale will start flashing. C, the localizer and glide slope scale will start flashing. Or D, a localizer and glide slope flag replaces the localizer scale on the primary flight display. So I'll read that question to you again. After interception of the localizer, what happens on your primary flight display if the localizer signal is lost? A localizer flag replaces the localizer scale on the primary flight display. B, a localizer scale will start flashing. C, the localizer and glide slope scale will start flashing. Or D, a localizer and glide slope flag replaces the localizer scale on the primary flight display. So yeah, just scribble these down and we'll do the answers at the end. So that was question 1. Question 2. Oh, I reckon anyone who's flown either the fly-by-wire aircraft or the Fenix aircraft will get this. Alright, so how long... You'll all get this. Anyone that doesn't get this has never flown an Airbus. Or even a commercial airliner. How long does a normal IRS alignment take? Is it A, about 10 minutes, B, about 6 minutes, C, about 30 seconds, or D, about 20 minutes? So how long does a normal IRS alignment take? 10 minutes, 6 minutes, 30 seconds, 20 minutes. This is an approximate, so it's not exact. Okay, question number 2. No, it isn't. Question number 3, this isn't it? Number 3. In SRS mode, what is the speed target with 2 engines operative? So SRS is the speed reference system. In SRS mode, what is the speed target with 2 engines operative? Is it V2, V2 plus 10, V2 plus 15, or V2 plus 20? I'll give that question again. In SRS mode, what is the speed target with 2 engines operative? Is it V2, V2 plus 10, V2 plus 15, or V2 plus 20? Okay, next question. Is this number 4, I think? Is it possible to refuel the aircraft? Now, I could have done this one as a poll. Is it possible to refuel the aircraft with only the battery power available? I've read that wrong. Let me read that again. It is possible to refuel the aircraft with only battery power available. True or false? That's the question. I'm just checking you guys are all there. The chat's gone very, very quiet. Probably could. I imagine you're all Googling stuff. Just checking the stream's still alive. Okay, yep. So that last question. It is possible to refuel the aircraft with only battery power. True or false? Okay, next question. This looks complicated to try and read. On the primary flight display, when flying an ILS approach, 1 dot represents a deviation of how many degrees on the localizer scale and how many degrees on the glide scope scale. Oh, how on earth am I going to put these out? Okay, I'm going to read the question once more because the answers are a bit complicated as well. So, here is the question. Basically, we're looking for, on the primary flight display, when flying an ILS approach, 1 dot represents a deviation of how many degrees localizer scale and how many degrees glide scope. So, is it A, 0.8 degrees of localizer and 0.4 degrees of glide slope? Is it B, 0.4 degrees of localizer and 0.8 degrees glide slope? Is it C, 1 degree localizer and 0.75 degrees glide slope? Or D, 0.75 degrees localizer and 1 degree of glide slope? So that was a really complicated question. That's one of those questions that's easier to read and answer than it is to try and read out. P.S. as Randy says, Google is now ChatGPT. Elk Chocolate says, don't mean to alarm anyone, but fairly confident my aspirational pilot career is now in tatters based on my response to the panic in these questions. Okay, I'm not going to read that one out again. That one was a pain. Okay, on the SD, I'm not going to go into the cabin for this. On the SD page, the landing gear positions are indicated by 2 triangles for each gear. Right. How many triangles do you need to confirm that the gear is down locked? So, A, you don't need any to confirm the landing gear is down locked. B, only 1 green triangle on each landing gear strut is sufficient to confirm the landing gear is down locked. Or C, you need both triangles on each landing gear strut to confirm the landing gear is down locked. I'll quickly read that one again. On the SD page, the main landing gear is indicated by 2 triangles for each gear. How many triangles do you need to confirm the gear is down locked? A, you don't need any. B, only 1 green triangle on each landing gear strut is sufficient to confirm the gear is down locked. C, you need both triangles on each landing gear strut to confirm it is down locked. Alright, next question then. The flight director bars disappear if more than how many degrees of bank angle is applied? Is it 33, 45, 67, or 40? The flight director bars disappear if more than how many degrees of bank angle is applied? 33, 45, 67, or 40? Oh, another true and false question next. The MMEL, the Master Minimum Equipment List, can be more restrictive than the Minimum Equipment List. True or false? I knew the answer to that one. So the Master Minimum Equipment List can be more restrictive than the Minimum Equipment List. True or false? And then a true Airbus question next. What are the flight maneuvering load acceleration limits in clean configuration? Lulu, if you're at 67 degrees bank, you've got big problems with FD bars disappearing. This is very true. I wouldn't be looking at FD bars at that point. Okay, so what are the flight maneuvering load acceleration limits in clean configuration? Is it -1g to 2.5, -1 to 2, 0g to 2.5g, or 0g to 2? So I'll just read those out again. What are the flight maneuvering load acceleration limits in clean configuration? -1 to 2.5, -1 to 2, 0 to 2.5, or 0 to 2. I think we're over the Alps now, aren't we? Pretty close. Yeah. And the last question then. Which hydraulic circuit powers the engine 2 reverser door sleeves? Oh god, this without a diagram. So which hydraulic circuit powers the engine 2 reverser doors? Is it green hydraulic, yellow hydraulic, blue hydraulic, or are they electrically powered? What a question. Ah, but one that I've got right. I am doing the quiz with you guys at the same time. Just so you know. Is it me or the questions are hard? Do you know what? I would say these questions are harder than the last quiz we did. Definitely. Definitely harder than last time. So I'll give you a moment just to go through your answers and confirm them. And then we shall have a look. And we've got a bit of ATC, I believe, now, as well as we've got Milan radar, so I'll just contact them and then we'll... Master Caution's popped up as well. Anyone get 100%, do we reckon? Who's that confident? We'll read the answers out in a moment. Milan radar, good afternoon, Easy 2637, flight level 370.
Easy 236, correction 2637, Milano Ciao identified, fly to Peval.
Can you just confirm the direct waypoint, Easy 2637?
Confirm it's Peval, Papa Echo, Victor Alpha Lima.
Direct Pival, thank you, Easy 2637. $153 miles away. Lulu's confident of one question.
Air France 1904, descend 5,000 feet, QNH 1013.
And descend 5,000 feet, QNH 101.
Pepper Belly says the sim views don't stop amazing me. No, me either. They're stunning. Okay, so question number 1. After interception of the localizer, what happens to the prime of flight display if the localizer signal is lost? The correct answer is the localizer scale will start flashing. So that was answer B if you were doing it that way. So B is the correct answer. Right, I got this next one wrong. How long does it normally take for an IRS alignment? 10 minutes, 6, 30 seconds, or 20? I went with 6 minutes. Apparently, the correct answer is A, 10 minutes.
Windmill 95 Kilo Juliet, confirm Unicom.
Unicom, Windmill 95 Kilo Juliet, grazie, ciao.
Ciao. Swiss 165 X-ray, squawk 1000, proceed direct Xebil.
Question 3.
Squawk 1000 and direct Xebil, Swiss 165 X-ray.
Lulu, I reckon you've got this one.
Bravo, taxi Alpha, stand 1.
In SRS mode, what is the speed target with 2 engines operative?
Milano radar, postman 7713 at flight level 130, camber for flight level 200.
B, V2 plus 10.
Postman 7713, ciao, proceed Breno, climb flight level 300.
Proceed Breno, climb flight level 300, postman 7713.
Next question.
2690, stand 502.
Is it possible to refuel the aircraft with only battery power available? The correct answer is true. Yes, you can.
QNH 1013 for start approved. Milano Itaro 2059, top of descend in 5
Next question.
Roger, Roma 1255.
On the plan of flight display when flying an ILS approach, 1 dot represents a deviation of what localizer and what glide slope? So the correct answer was A, 0.8 degrees on the localizer, 0.4 degrees glide slope.
Star 2059, level 270, direct Ox 0.
Star 2059, check frequency 255.
So I'm just going to jump in the flight deck now as
China
we're
34 Fox,
over the Alps,
monitor Unicom 122.8, bye bye.
in case of depressurization.
Unicom, bye bye, range.
Okay, next question, what was that?
Good afternoon, with their 869er.
On the SD page, I can show you now actually.
With the 869, a good day, you are
Cancel
cleared
Mr.
for the 7 Romeo arrival.
For the 7 Romeo arrival for with their 869er.
So this is the page. On the SD page, landing gear positions are indicated by
Alpha Kilo, good day,
2
squawk
triangles
1000,
for each
proceed
gear. How many
direct
triangles do you need to
Alpha.
confirm the gear is downlocked?
1000.
Correct answer was B. Only one green triangle on each landing gear strut is sufficient to confirm the landing gear is downlocked.
Air France
Not to be
194,
confused
descend 4000 feet.
with the 3 greens up here.
Descend 4000.
We're talking about the SD page, not the landing gear triangles up there. Which might have caught a few of you out on that one. Okay, next question. If the flight director bars disappear... the flight director's bars do disappear if more than what degree of bank is applied? It is 45. Answer B. How are we all doing so far? Well, Lemons, love it. Next question. The master minimum equipment list can be more restrictive than the minimum equipment list. That is false. Yeah, so the master minimum equipment list is produced by
3000 feet,
Airbus,
clear Zulu 04 right.
where the minimum equipment list that the pilots use is
clear,
produced by the airlines, which is usually more restrictive.
Center, November 313, Juliet Bravo, passing flight level 100 for flight level 130, direct Lucknow.
I think some of his cargo's escaped.
Bravo, proceed direct DIFCO, climb
it's
flight level
barking.
370.
Up to flight level 370 and confirm DIFCO.
That's correct.
Affirm 370, direct DIFCO, 313, Juliet Bravo.
Milano radar, good afternoon. Easy 2639, flight level 239.
Easy 2639er, Milano Ciao identified. Proceed direct Vesal.
Proceed direct Vesal, Easy 2639.
Where were we? Next question. Oh, it's the last question actually. Which hydraulic circuit powers two engine 2 reversers? It is the yellow hydraulic system, so that was answer B. Two answers, his PT was a bit loud.
Request out of cockpit for 2 minutes.
Is there 869er? Approved. The report went back.
Alright, so, did anybody get 100%? I didn't.
German Eagle 30 Juliet, monitor Unicom 122.8, bye bye.
Monitor Unicom 122.8, German Eagle 30 Juliet, thank you, bye bye.
Did anybody get 9 out of 10? Clark, you didn't hear the answer for question 9. Hang on then. Question 9 was minimum flight maneuvering load acceleration limits in clean configuration. It was A, -1 to +2.5. See, even with some of them, you can make educated guesses. So Organ got 8 out of 10. Yeah. Lulu 6 out of 10, which is pretty good going, because they were really technical questions, some of those. And unless you're really sad like me and sometimes just sit and read manuals and hope some of that information sticks. So I got 9 out of 10. Which one did I get wrong? It was the IRS alignment. The IRS alignment. I put 6 minutes. But it should, according to the Ofcom, should be 10 minutes. Hey Jen, good to see you.
Lufthansa 8 Lima Alpha, ciao, radar contact, proceed Nixo, then Nixo 3 Whiskey, right.
Expect Nixo 3 Whiskey, for
but yeah, you can guess some. For example, the hydraulic circuit powering engine 2 reverse doors. If you think about it, we know that the yellow system is provided by engine 2. That's why when we do a single engine taxi, we turn on the yellow hydraulic pump because we want engine 1 running.
Moonflower 2690, ready to taxi.
Moonflower 2690 taxi Yankee, Golf Yankee, holding point runway 35 left.
Taxi by Yankee, Golf Yankee, holding point runway 35 left, Moonflower 2690.
Lufthansa 18 Alpha, is it possible to fly direct Calmo?
Lufthansa 8 Lima Alpha, confirm Calmo.
Confirm direct Calmo, Lufthansa 8 Alpha.
Lufthansa 8 Lima Alpha, you are clear direct Nixo, November India, Golf Sierra Oscar.
That quiz, by the way,
okay, direct Nixo,
should be said as well, is courtesy of A320expert.com. So if anyone wants to check that out, you can do.
Roger, Winter 69er, report ready for descent, plan to reach 170 overboard.
Aviator Ballas, hi mate. Having issues with GPS user, okay, I'm afraid Aviator, you've lost me. I'm not a tech person, but if you want to join our Discord server, there are plenty of guys in there that were really good and very friendly. We'll be more than happy to help you out with that. Norwegian Av Geek, great name. My graphic settings, there's a video on the channel with my graphic settings if you want to check that out. So we are going direct to PVAL. Let's just have a quick look on the chart, see where we are. So there we are, look. That's PVAL, just
Milano Radar, buongiorno, Alpine 901 Kilo Hotel, level 360, inbound, NOPMU.
Ciao, 91 Kilo Hotel, fly Devox 3 Echo, for LS Zulu 35 right, squawk 1000.
Fly direct Devoc with Devoc 3 Echo arrival, LS Zulu 35 right, squawk 1000, Alpine 901 Kilo Hotel.
So what I'm going to do as well is after PVAL here, we're going to I'm just going to pop in LD
Air France 194 runway 04 right, you're clear to land, wind 150 degrees, 8 knots.
Pop that into a new destination.
Clear to land, runway 0.
And I would imagine runway 27 is usually the one I use. No star.
Go Rider, very good afternoon. Ingle X-ray, flight radio check.
GN9 X-ray, good day, radio 5.
Basically, I've now just got my secondary flight plan set up to dive into Pula if we needed it.
Clearance to a field.
So, someone from the cabin crew runs forward and says we've got a problem.
Will be by text, report ready for push and start.
We can dump straight in there and we're safe, we're good. We're not having to faff around. Torsten, where is Tivat? So Tivat
climbing 350.
is, I don't know if you just saw the map, but it's in Montenegro.
One Kilo Hotel, top of the descent.
Lemon, it's not Adria Center, it is Milan radar.
5421.
GN9 X-ray correct, break Alpine 91 Kilo Hotel, Roger, descent level 200, fly Todku.
It's quite busy, isn't it?
Descent 200, fly direct Todku, Alpine 91 Kilo Hotel.
So I'm just enjoying a cup of tea now whilst we cruise.
Level 260, correction.
Then we'll go through the charts in a few minutes and we'll work out how we're going to do the arrival.
Milano, good evening, with Air Malta 0859, fly level 100 inbound.
Interestingly enough,
with Malta 0859, show radar contact.
There's a trial on nav approach
1000 and fly Sobok.
available.
Climb
We
level
can't use it.
350.
Squawk 1000, fly level 350, and fly direct Vovox with Air Malta 0859.
Yeah, this trial approach seems to be look a bit interesting. It's an RNAV approach.
Gian 1525, good day, 5x5.
Milano, good day, Z24 Golf Echo with you, flight level 360, inbound Mogul.
Easy 24 Golf Echo, Milano, ciao, squawk 5416.
Squawk
To the
5416,
localizer straight in, to be
Z24
honest.
Golf Echo.
All the minimums there, 2-4.
Roger, clearance by text, report ready for push and start.
Minimums for the localizer are... Oh, actually, that's interesting.
69, Roger, descent flight level 170.
So the runway visibility range for the RMP approach is less than the localizer approach. So if it was a bit foggy, you could use this new procedure as and when it's
Swiss 95 Lima
being
Juliet,
validated.
Milano, ciao, squawk 1000.
Squawk 1000, DZ 95 Lima Juliet.
Ryanair 8, Niner, Niner 1, Uniform 122.8, ciao.
None of these procedures, though, for coming into Tivat are usable at night. It's just too dangerous.
Ciao Lufthansa 6 Tango Juliet, radar contact.
Lufthansa 6 Tango Juliet, CPDL 3.
Roger. Ryanair 1963, Unicom 122.8, bye.
I would imagine we're going to be leaving their airspace pretty soon as well, so we'll lose aces.
24 Golf Echo, could we get the squawk one more time?
Easy 24 Golf Echo, squawking 5416 is good for me, you are identified. Proceed direct.
Through about what is the expected weather on arrival?
Proceed direct,
a bit of a tailwind.
Easy 24 Golf Echo.
Alpine 91 Kilo Hotel, descent level 900, high speed approved.
So
Alpine 91 Kilo Hotel, descent flight level 900, high speed approved.
Descent 900, high speed approved, 91 Kilo Hotel.
1807 knots. Bearing 120220. Visibility is fine. Few clouds, 5,600, so that's fine. QNH 1016, no significant changes.
Postman 277 on this.
Postman 277 with you, flight level 350.
Postman 277, good day, you are identified.
So,
Fly direct Barmek, then Barmek 3 whiskey arrival.
Direct Barmek, then Barmek 3 whiskey, 277.
Preferred runway is always 32.
F1 194, we have landed. Thank you.
Roger, taxi stand of choice right. November 313, Juliet Bravo, monitor Unicom 122.8, bye bye.
28, 3 Juliet Bravo, have a good day.
Serbia last landed there. When did they
Top
land?
Suite 56, X-ray Bravo, Milano.
Yeah, they landed 3-2.
Go ahead for Top Suite 56 X-ray Bravo.
Squawk 1000, and if possible, can you refile your flight plan?
Squawk 1000 and we'll...
Jamie Petty, do I use the frame jumper? No, I don't. I do keep meaning to look
yeah,
into
I
it,
do
but
not see the correct route.
I don't get time to tweak with things. So has anybody not seen an approach?
2637, monitor Unicom 122.8, bye bye.
122.8, thank you for the service, EC 2637, bye bye. Yeah, so has anybody not seen an approach into Tivat before? Just wondering if this is new for anybody in the chat. Lemon, you might try and land at Tivat soon. ERJ. Oh, good luck. I can't fly the ERJ. That's... oh, actually, no, it was the CRJ, wasn't it? When Aerosoft brought out the CRJ. Yeah, I crashed that. Benjamin Cassie says it's new for him. Benjamin, you're going to love this approach. Tony, it's a new destination for you. Excellent. That's what I want. I love introducing this flight and this airport into to new people. Oh, Lulu, is this new for you as well? Oh, you're going to love it. I guarantee you'll like this one. We've got localizer only, when we're happy, autopilot off, and fly it like a Cessna. J Queen new as well. Clutch says I don't even know where it is. Yeah. So it's Montenegro, just on the off the coast, just south of Croatia. It's not a million miles away from Dubrovnik, which is one of our alternates today.
In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase from our selection of fresh food available today. Full details can be found in your in-flight brochure. We accept payment in pounds, euros, most major currencies, and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly appreciated, and if we can be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
FS Aviation, what version of FSTraffic am I using? I'll be honest with you, I'm not even sure I am using it anymore. I used to use it for self-loading cargo, but I don't use self-loading cargo anymore. Right, let me try and fix the overhead banner, because that's balked, isn't it? Right, hopefully the overhead banner is now working again. Benjamin says I'm converting you to Easyjet. Excellent, Benjamin, that's what I like to hear. Patrick says, not only is the airport my favourite, there's a nice beach right by the Taz Beacon in real life where you can enjoy the day. Watching planes fly right. I didn't know that, Patrick. That's awesome. I wonder if we're there. Remind me when we're on approach. We'll see if we can spot it. Henry says, some reason you got the wrong time of the chronometer since the UK time has changed. Is it an hour behind by any chance, Henry? FS, you think GSX is dependent on FSU? I don't think it is. I could be wrong, but I don't think it is. Hey, Roby. Fruitbat says Tivat was his alternate yesterday from Spain. You chose Tivat as your alternate, Fruitbat. What's wrong with Dubrovnik? Or Pula, or any of the other Croatian cities. Tivat wouldn't be my first choice if I was running low on fuel. The runway length's pretty decent though, 2.5 meters, 2.5 meters, yeah, 2,500 meters. We'll do a landing calculation. Hey, Durok from South Korea, hope you're doing well. Oh, Fruitbat, you do your alternates based on scenery, what you've got in via your scenery. That's fair enough. Lemon says he'd rather have C than Tivat as an alternative. Please don't ever fly me. Christian, good afternoon. Right, so I want to do a landing calculation to see what we're going to be getting in with. But before we do that, what's that landing weight looking to be? 6, 7, 8, 9, oh, about 60 tons. So, just in case we don't burn as much, we'll go 60.5 tons. Okay, so runway 32, grab the METAR. Like that, so this is going to be with a bit of a tailwind. Medium port, landing weight 62. 5 knot tailwind, don't like the look at that. Yeah, flaps full, definitely. There is an argument for flaps 3 though here, because it means that you've got the checklist out the way and done with, so that's open to debate. But with a 5 knot tailwind, landing distance required 2640, landing distance available is 2.5, so reverse idle we're going to be permitted to use. This is just company SOPs, by the way, but yeah, we're going to be permitted to use max manual, max reverse thrust. Actual runway conditions are dry, so yeah, we can get in. Flaps 3 is probably not a good idea today. Just realised you can't see the iPad. There we go. Yeah, so we're going to be able to get in. That's auto brake low as well. Auto brake medium it will be for us. We could use flaps 3 and auto brake medium. That would work. But just the only real difference is you've got the landing checklist out of the way, because you set flaps 3 earlier than flaps 4 obviously, and once you set your landing flaps, then that's the landing, you know, you're done. But I've got that tailwind. I personally would prefer flaps full. Flaps full and medium auto brake I think is going to be my hour of choice. Henry, it's showing 1 hour back. Yeah, it will do, mate. Are you in the UK, presumably? Because this is UTC. We put the clocks back in the UK. And the rest of Europe, I think, have done it as well. So we're on UTC time now, not British summertime. So it's still correct. Lemon, I was thinking that. It sounded a bit more Middle East than than off the coast of Croatia at the moment. So I could get in with flaps 3 and medium auto brake, but tailwind, and remember that's on the ground, it could be a little stronger in the air. Yeah, let's stick with flaps 4 for a landing. So our top of descent is going to be in about 15 minutes, so we'd best get the charts up and start having a look at how we're going to do this. Let me start by setting up the box. So, flight plan, let's have a look. So this is our approach. Fly over the Taz NDB, Sorag, Olivu, Gossett. Check the charts out, make sure they match up. So as it says, coming over Taz there, Sorag, Olivu, max speed 210. Initial approach fish is Olivu, then we have Gossett, and I believe we have Taz again. Yeah, we do. Mike Lima 3-2 and 4-5 lock as well. Yeah, so the coding is there and it's all accurate. We'll get the Tivat NDB in the box as well. It's an offset approach by 20 degrees, which is always good fun. So all I'm doing at the moment is just reading the charts to start preparing the approach. We're not briefing it yet. So we know that all that's happy. Speed constraints are already in there as well. We're adding our page, we want TAS in there. There we go. I think that's the only one we need. We've got the Podrica VOR off to the east. Shouldn't need it, but I will pop that in there. LYTV. Runway 32. Just get the weather in then. So what was our latest weather for Tivat? "32 minutes ago, 1807. Temperature is 18. That's quite nice. QNH 1016. Config fault and minimums for landing localizer Zulu approach. Misapproach climb gradient, minimums 5 set, that's fine, we've got 2 working engines, so it's going to be 1370. There we go. So VAT is 137, and we've already said we use auto brakes medium as well. Okay, so that's set up. Landing weight's about 60 ton. Second flight plan. Copy the active. Alright, so the box is set up for the approach. Let's just set this up then. 1016 is our QNH. So a difference of about 80 feet between standard pressure and local pressure. Now let's have a look in a bit more detail at the approach, how we're going to fly it, and the threats, and mitigate any errors we might make. Alright, so our approach then starts here at the TAS NDB. We're doing the TAS 2 Delta arrival. So, slowing down early is the key here. Getting down below the profile isn't a bad idea. Bear in mind, however, MSA as we're coming is 8,400 feet. Now, we need to remain above 5,000 feet by the time we get to Sorag. Now, that's fine. So, if we wanted to, you know, to sort of get ourselves in a good position, we want to be green dot at least before we get to Sorag. The idea then is at Sorag I'm going to go flaps 1, and this isn't a bad idea now. We've got the ability to write on these charts, haven't we? So it's probably we've got a nice green there. There we go. So at this point I want to go flaps 1, which means green dot obviously prior to this. When we get to Olivu, then this is the point where we still need to be above 5,000 feet. Can't get below it. But at Olivu, then, here I want flaps 2. And then here we are at Olivu. says, funnily enough, there it says max speed's 240 knots in this turn. Well, we're going to be disregarding that. We're going to be well below that. We need to get down to 4,000 feet at Gossett. Again, that is fine. And then at this point, we will be able to capture our localizer. Now, remember, the localizer is only lateral. We don't have any glide slope. So, how are we going to fly this approach? Well, what we're going to do is, once we're at Gossett, we'll have flaps 2 out, 4,000 feet. At this point then, we're going to wind down the altitude to 2,600 feet. If I don't think we're getting down quick enough, in fact, disregard that, doesn't matter, we're going to be doing a stabilised approach, not a decelerated approach. As we lead Gossett as well, to get down to 2,600 feet by the TAS NDB, we are going to get the gear down. So again, I'm just going to write on this, more so I can just look at the chart and double check. So at this point, I want gear at Gossett, and then before we get to the TAS NDB, I want flaps 3. So we will be stabilised with gear down, flaps 3, 2,600 feet at the TAS NDB. When we have confirmed that we've got the TAS NDB showing in the top right hand corner of the navigation display, that is our next 2 waypoint, then we will have localizer armed, and we will obviously capture the localizer, but we'll then move to track FPA mode, and 0.3 miles from the TAS NDB we will then select descent of 3.2 on the glide path angle, the flight path angle. That then we can read our we can then go down the approach closer and closer, and
Radar traffic liner 1963 on final runway 31, 12 miles, 12 miles to go.
As we leave the we have a look at the TIV DME, so that's the localizer DME. Cross-reference our altitude with the altitude that we've got here on the chart. So there it's sort of 6 miles, 2,150, 5 miles, 1,810, etc. So once we are happy with that, and we can see the runway, and I'm ready to disconnect the autopilot, flight director's off, autopilot disconnected, and our final approach track is 314, which I'm just making a note of, because then I will set that on the FCU, because then we'll be able to read that on the bottom here, line up with that. Now, other things I can do to help make this approach with what aids we've got at our disposal. Fixed info page, get rid of DGAD, we don't need that. Hey Christian, good to see you. We can go L, Y, T, V, runway 32. And I'm going to put a radial out of that of 134, because that is then our runway track. And if we now go on to the navigation display, and if I just flick through the pages as we're coming in, we'll be down the valley, but you'll be able to see that is our runway track. Now once we're happy, you know, the clouds are quite nice today, they're about 5,000 feet, so we'll be below the clouds, visibility should be wonderful. We will quite easily hopefully be able to see the runway early on. Once we're happy and I've disconnected the autopilot, we don't have to stay on the localizer. It's a 20-degree offset localizer. So once I'm happy, we can come off this track to the right maintain clearance of the train over to our right hand side in the valley, and then get ourselves stabilised as early as we can on the runway centre line. So that is a comprehensive brief on how I'm going to fly the approach. Now there's other things to speak about. Once we've landed, of course, then we've got only 2 intersections to get off at. We've either got Bravo or Alpha. Alpha's right at the end, Bravo is there, as you can see. We should be able to get off at Bravo, meanwhile. But we do have an out right at the end of the runway if we need it. Now let's have a look at the missed approach, because obviously we've got terrain to the, well, every side of us. So the missed approach point is 3 miles from Tivat, localizer DME. If we need to go missed at that 3 miles, we will discontinue the approach and left turn max 185, heading 199, and essentially this will take us just back to the TAS NDB to hold. I think he's got it down there, look, hasn't it? Now I think that as well, I'm just double checking, yeah, that is all coded in. That is all coded. It's not the TAS NDB beholder, it's last beholder, but that is all coded in our
traffic
computer.
Alpha and correction Easy 37 Kilo Tango on final runway 23. The traffic.
So know where that missed approach point is. If we end up going missed after that, balked landing or whatever, let's be very clear on what it is we need to do, because this is our biggest threat. We've got terrain straight ahead of us on final. So if we end up coming in, we've got terrain immediately to our right, immediately straight in front of us, so we must make a turn, an immediate left turn. Once we're confident that we're climbing, remember it's a balked landing, so don't get up quickly, don't want to risk a tail strike, anything like that. So balked landing procedure, straight out, and when we're happy, an immediate left turn. Get back safely over the sea. So that's the brief done, just before we get to our top of descent. Oh, right, I'm now head back in the chat. Hope that didn't bore you too much, but airport like this, got to brief it correctly. So for those of you that have not seen this approach before, what do you think? What do you think now? Santa King says you read seed, not gear. you were curious how you performed seed in an Airbus. Well, that's just my bad handwriting, I'm afraid. I don't often write on the charts. I like the fact that Navigraph now allows it, but yeah, for an approach like this, it's just nice to have that reference there, you know, that you need to get it done. Crazy to see, have I ever thought about a flight to Paro? I think I tried it once, though we never made it. We ended up going around maybe 2 or 3 times. Christian, much more fun at night, but it is prohibited indeed. Yes, can't do it at night. So let's start getting down. We'll start getting down flight level 200 to begin with. Thrust idle, open descent. There we go. And 190. With a gorgeous view out the left-hand side of the window. Split is also a great approach. You're right, it's not far away at all. Magenta Man, you were terrible over Easter. You were oh no. All that chocolate you've missed out on. I do love this approach though. So, for anyone who has, like I said, not seen this approach before, what do you guys think? Now you've seen it a bit more detailed. Does it look a bit interesting? Look like fun? Hey, Captain Q. So we briefed it. We're on our way down. Quick talk about our threats and error management. Threat obviously is terrain. That is a big threat. We know where the misapproach points are. We know what to do if we end up having to do a balk landing. We know where the danger point is. We're going to be VMC. That's nice. So we'll be able to see everything around us, which is, you know, there's a reason the visibility has to be at least 5 kilometers before we can start the approach. Other things to bear in mind with this approach, obviously it's a non-precision approach. We're having to use FPA to get down. It's a steep descent angle as well, 3.2 degrees. So that's another little threat as well. How do we mitigate that? Make sure that we're looking at the altitudes as we're going down on the charts, cross-referencing those with what we've got. So yeah, that's and we've also got a tailwind. Forgot about that. Yeah, we've also got a tailwind. So few things to bear in mind on today's arrival. Gojo 5, hello mate. It is default. Yep. The only thing I have affecting ground textures is Rex AccuSeasons. Lulu, a high situational awareness approach for sure. Yeah, I mean it's a CATSI approach. You know, captains only, special training, that kind of stuff. And this is the easy approach. There is a circling approach to come in on the other runway. It doesn't happen that often. The winds have to be really out of favour for it. Hey, Eric Room. We have got Dubrovnik straight in front of us, actually, about 30 miles. So it's down there somewhere. I say, I really want scenery for Dubrovnik because that is a great approach as well, a nice circling approach. Don't know if it's down here actually, or is it a bit further on? It might be a bit further on. It's got a nice ILS approach, which is easy, coming in one way, but the other way, when the winds are on the wrong direction, it's unless that's it. That looks strange though. Lemon Wolf, there's an MXA design scenery for damn. Is that the one I've seen that just looks rubbish? I've seen one, but it looks terrible. Goju, there's a... If you want to use my graphic settings, there's a video on the channel that you can use to check those out. Mark, is it Tivat where Dark Fury managed to break the world record for the quickest time from landing to arriving at the gate? No, that was Split. I think this is Dubrovnik actually. So this is an ILS approach straight in there, which is easy, but they can't do an ILS approach because of the terrain around here. So you fly around here, you fly through this little valley here, and then come in and around, and again that's a manual landing. So just before the fun begins, guys, remember we departed today from our channel partner Builds' Luton airport, recently released. If you want to pick that up, or any other Builds scenery for that matter, or aircraft, I believe the A300 is still on sale after its update, which I do want to fly. That we might have to fly that on our next stream. Then yeah, if you use the link at the top of the chat, or of course in the video description below, you can pick up some great scenery and at the same time support the channel. So very appreciative of everyone that uses those links. Santa King E, I do indeed appreciate real routes, but you know, occasionally we do step out of the Easyjet cockpit, so we don't always have to fly Easyjet. We do most of the time though. Yeah, that's Dubrovnik Airport down there. I think it's all set to default at the minute though, so it doesn't look too good. Okay, thrust handle over descent, 8,000 blue. Goju, you hope to have your mini FCU videos soon. That reminds me, actually, for those of you wanting to see a review on the Windwing FCU that has recently been announced, well, make sure you subscribe to the channel and that notification bell's turned on, because the unit is on its way to me for a video review and to check out here on the channel. So do stay tuned, waiting for that. Tyler Aviation LDA approach. Elaborate for me. I'm thinking of landing distance available. I'm not quite sure what you're referring to there, my friend. Right, start and concentrate now. Yeah, Christian, I thought it did. That's why I've not got it.
Tivat traffic, manual speed to establish location TC.
Shame we've got no ATC knocking about, but that's okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be landing. Please ensure your cabin bag is safely stowed with your laptop inside. Your tray table must be stowed, armrests down, and window blinds open. You now need to be seated with your seatbelt fastened, ready for landing. Please help us by handing in any rubbish, newspapers, or magazines which you do not want.
So we will see Tivat Airport, actually. In fact, is that it? That might be it. That could be it. Yeah. That stretch of tarmac. Here it is. This is the valley that we're going to fly down, so we're essentially going to go straight out, turn round, and come back in. Simple as that. Tyler Aviation, it's not an approach I'm familiar with, so the only other approach that I'm familiar with is FLS, and we definitely couldn't use that. Too much terrain around. We'd end up flying into something. But look at this. We've got no clouds around. We're going to be VMC all the way down. This is the harbour, which if you're flying the other approach, the idea is you fly down this valley here, I think. You then make a right-hand base turn, fly towards the harbour, that's your visual reference, and then overfly into here, which I've never done. I might have to try that on a members only stream before we actually stream it live in case it goes wrong.
Tivat traffic, German English 32, Juliet final, runway 32.
Okay, so there's an aircraft on final, runway 32, we're miles above them at the moment, so don't need to worry about that comms, but that is Tivat. Hopefully we'll have a safe landing there shortly. And if not, we'll be on air crash investigation. Speed 250 and setting 5,000 feet, so 5,000 feet blue. Santa Key, it is an approach that I am not familiar with at all. So Google probably knows more than me when it comes to that one. Lulu should do the harbour approach when a 777 comes out. Sure, you can squeeze one in there. Do you know what, Lulu? I meant to mention this the other day when I was chatting with you. When I was, I think it was about 16, 17, and I got the chance to spend 3 hours down at Heathrow. That was in a 777 simulator, whichever one it was they had at the time. But yeah, it was a 777 simulator, and they had me doing circuits and landing it at Jersey, which is, can you remember how long that runway is? About 1,500 metres. They had me landing it at Jersey, and we got in. Like, how powerful are those reverse thrusts? Right, we need to start slowing down. So activate our approach phase. That's done. Tivat traffic easy 2637, now inbound Sorag on the TAS 2 Delta arrival for localizer 32 approach.
Tivat traffic, German English 32, runway vacated.
Right, push manage speed, slow the aircraft down, flaps 1 at Sorag. There it is, flaps 1, speed's checked. So we're now going to be inbound Olivu. We can't go below 5,000 feet, and we're going to be flaps 2 at Olivu. So max speed 210, we're below that already, so that's fine. Leaving all of this in managed mode for the time being with regards to speed. Take the workload out of my hands. speed 180, flaps 2. Speed's checked. Once we pass Alivu, we can get down to 4,000 feet. Tivat traffic easy 2637, 5,000 feet over Alivu. Yeah, Lulu, funnily enough, we never took off again from Jersey. We just got in. And that's it. The aircraft was grounded. We had to ship it out. Love that reflection off the water. Thrust idle over descent 4,000 blue. Hey Eclipse, good to see you. You join us at the fun part. So this is the easy bit. The high workload comes when we're getting ready to actually descend on the final descent path. Or final descent point, rather. So there we go, 4,000 feet at Gossett. Perfect. Then we're going to get down 2,600 feet.
Cabin crew must now be seated for landing. Thank you.
Thrust idle up descent 2,600 blue is set. And I'm going to manage the speed. I'm going to start slowing down as well. Tivat traffic easy 2637 inbound TAS NDP 7 miles for localizer approach 23 runway 32. Are we on VATSIM? We are indeed, yes. Robert says the weather won't suit to make you go on a holiday. I know, it doesn't ever seem to stop raining at the moment, does it? Joe, what is a CAT-C approach? A CAT-C approach is an airport which usually is a captain's only landing.
One inbound TAS NDB.
No,
just descending through 9,000 feet.
No inexperienced first officers or anything like that. Captain's only landing. Right, so there we go. Safely down to 2,600. That'll be gear down, flaps 3. Goofy says he's done the new NVIDIA driver update but got a stutter, so rolled it back. Definitely worth clearing your rolling cache if you use it as well. Clever Trevor says the NDB is on the little beach cove just there. Oh, is it this? Just here? Nice. There we go. That's 2,600. TAS is the target. So localizer is now captured. We're straight on it. Track FBA mode. Gear down. Flaps 3. Speed's checked. Flaps 3. That wind wasn't what I was expecting. I was expecting a tailwind. Okay, FBA 3.2, down we go.
2,500.
Radar altimeter alive. Magenta, I was late putting that on. Yeah. But it's okay, we're on it. Six miles, 2,150. Perfect. There's our runway. Okay, I'm happy. Flaps full. Landing checklist. Cabin secured. Go around altitude is 6,000 feet. Eco memo landing noble. 5 miles is 1.8. So it might just be a tad low on this. We'll check. 4 miles is about 1,500. So yeah, let's just bring that back up. FPA 2.8.
100 above.
Okay, I am happy. So flight directors off.
Minimum.
Continue. So see how we've just come off the track now.
Tivat traffic, Golden 321 we're now on the localizer runway 32, descending through 2,800 feet.
Looks like 3 whites, so just tease that down a little bit. Remember, it's a steeper approach than normal. It's 3.2 degrees.
500.
Might have just overshot ever so slightly. We can get that back on.
500.
Three whites. There we go.
Retard. 5.
Okay, so we've got spoilers, max reverse. Ah, stupid mouse controls. Manual brakes. And reverse is off. And the weather's a lot nicer here than it is at home. It's a lot warmer as well. That's 17 degrees, which is gorgeous. Tivat traffic, runway 32 vacated. Probably one of the smoother landings we've had coming into Tivat, that one. The thing with that is, because it's a steeper approach, instead of doing the flare where it would normally do it at about 30 feet, I did start to arrest that just after the 50 call out, only a little bit. Otherwise, you probably would find yourself slamming that in. Right, let's just clean up the aircraft. Get the lights off. Start the APU.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cabin crew will shortly be leaving their seats to perform safety-related duties. However,
welcome to Tivat.
we ask that you remain seated until the fasten seatbelt sign has been switched off. Portable electronic devices for messaging, calls or internet access may now be used. Please make sure that you take all your personal belongings with you, checking in the seat pocket, underneath the seat and in the overhead lockers.
GSX might give us stand 2 if it's available.
Smoking is not permitted until you reach a designated
I believe is this one here? Yeah.
On behalf of the captain and the crew, it has been our pleasure looking after you today. Our ground crew will help you complete your Easyjet journey. For the latest news, promotions, flight and destination information, check out our official Facebook page, Twitter or Easyjet app.
Tivat traffic, Easy 2639 is on a 10-mile final runway 32.
Tivat traffic, runway 32 vacated.
Lulu says as well, easy to get high on an offset as well. Once you go manual, that rising terrain makes you think rate of descent looks higher than it actually is. It's definitely one of those where you think, oh my god, am I actually too low? Do I need to arrest the descent and stop? And for a moment it did look like that. Then when you saw the 3 white pappies, you think, oh actually no, we're doing all right. We'll have a look at the replay anyway. Okay, parking brake set. It's not even been 3 minutes yet, so I can't yet shut the engines down, but that's fine. We're not going to shut them down. We're going to watch the replay instead. So let me call VATSIM. Thanks to everyone who flew alongside us as well on that. So yeah, let's check out that replay before we go anywhere. So yeah, just checking we are off VATSIM before we do that. Don't want to mess up anybody else that might be on approach. But this is where it looks so good. The passenger views are just stunning. Do we play with failures enabled? Absolutely we do. Yep, definitely. Thankfully we didn't get any today. Tony O'Brien says, making me want to book a holiday. Kayaking in the Bay of Qatar. Awesome. See, I'm not a water fan. Kayaking scares me. Tipping up and going underwater. I hate my head underwater. Which is weird because I certainly used to be quite a strong swimmer. I used to swim every day. And obviously your head's underwater, that's fine. But that feeling of something on top of your head underwater, no, that's not for me. Definitely not for me. Joe Clark says, I just hate having wet hair. So anyone new to this approach? Did you like it? Will you try it? It's good fun. Tony says he'll definitely try this approach. Oh, I urge you to. Oh, do you know what? The last 3 hours have just flown by. Thank you so much for joining me today. Had a few days off over Easter with the family, so it was nice to come back and do a decent length flight. Yeah, that touchdown really was one of the better ones, wasn't it? And of course, just very quickly from from the other side as well. We're banking over. Oh, I love that. That's a proper shadow of the aircraft, not that little daft mark. Lulu, it's on your list once you get proficient in the bus. Stunning scenery around. It is. It's a bit like Innsbruck, isn't it? But it's not quite as straight. It's a bit more challenging. It's a bit more visual. Santa King, you've not seen this approach before. Looks like a gem. It's. People ask me what's my favourite approach. It has to be this one. I think it's just got everything. It's got a bit of automation. It's got FPAs. It's got having to check stuff against the charts as you're going down. Then it's visual. And there's little room for getting it wrong. Joe, when's the next Dreamliner flight? Oh, Boeing. If only I was able to. That was the localizer antenna as well that you just saw there. So guys, thank you so much for joining us today. Big thank you as always to our Easyjet Sim Pilot channel members. Reminder, if you're grabbing any skinning from Inner Builds, you can support the channel using the link at the top of the chat and in the video description below. Aviation merch store as well is in the chat down below as well, which does give you a discount if you use that link as well. So yeah, if you want to save some money whilst kitting out a room, then go for it. I'm going to leave you with our final approach from the flight deck into Tivat, and yeah, thank you so much for joining us. Our next stream, I think we'll have to do an Airbus 300 stream. That's been updated, so maybe a cargo flight next time. I look forward to speaking to you all very soon. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to leave a like as you depart, and whatever you're doing for the rest of the day, have a great day, everyone. Thanks so much. Bye bye.
$500.